The 2024 presidential election is now just 2 months away, so let's take a look at the latest poll in every swing state to see where the election stands. But first, we will get all of the solid states out of the way: Florida, Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Tennessee, South Carolina, West Virginia, Kentucky, Missouri, Kansas, the majority of Nebraska, both of the Dakotas, Iowa, Indiana, Ohio, Maine's 2nd Nebraska at large, Montana, Wyoming, Idaho, Utah, and Alaska are all firmly in Trump's column. On the other side, Washington, Oregon, California, Hawaii, Colorado, Illinois, New York, Vermont, Connecticut, New Jersey, Delaware, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Maryland, the District of Columbia, and Maine's 1st are all solidly in Kamala's column. This puts Trump at 219 electoral votes and Harris at 191. Let's begin with Nevada, a state that has become a crucial battleground in recent election cycles. The latest poll here, conducted between August 25th and 28th by Redfield and Wilton Strategies, shows a dead heat, with the race tied between Trump and Harris. However, it's important to note that the previous 4 polls have shown Harris with a lead, suggesting a tilt toward the Democratic side. Nevada has been trending blue over the past few election cycles, narrowly favoring Democrats in the last 4 presidential elections. This state has become increasingly diverse, with a growing Hispanic population that has typically leaned Democratic. Harris's ability to hold on to this demographic will be key to her chances of winning Nevada's 6 electoral votes. Next, we turn to Arizona, another critical battleground that has seen intense focus from both campaigns. The same pollster that conducted the Nevada poll shows Trump with a narrow 1-point lead in Arizona. This traditionally Republican state flipped to the Democrats in 2020 for the first time since '96, a significant shift that was driven by changing demographics and a growing suburban population. Moving east, we come to New Mexico, a state that has consistently voted Democratic in recent presidential elections. The latest poll shows Harris with a comfortable 7-point lead, putting the state in the likely Democratic column. New Mexico's demographics, including a significant Hispanic population, have favored Democrats for years, and this trend appears to be continuing in 2024. Georgia, a state that shocked the political world by flipping to the Democrats in 2020, now shows Trump with a 2-point lead. This state was a major upset for Democrats in the last election, voting blue in a presidential election for the first time since 1992. However, this latest poll indicates that Georgia may be swinging back to its Republican roots. Trump's lead in Georgia is a significant development, as this state is crucial to his chances of winning the presidency. Georgia's 16 electoral votes could make or break Trump's path to 270, and his 2-point lead suggests that the state's political realignment may have been temporary. The state's demographics have been shifting, with a growing black population and increasing suburbanization, but the narrow lead for Trump indicates that Georgia is still very much in play. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe so that I can keep making these updates. In North Carolina, we see a similar pattern, with Trump holding a slim 1-point lead. North Carolina has been a traditionally Republican state, but it has become a true battleground in recent elections. The state narrowly went for Obama in 2008, but returned to the GOP fold in 2012, 2016, and 2020. This latest poll is particularly interesting because North Carolina typically has a stronger partisan lean for the GOP. Digging deeper, we see that this slim lead for Trump is reflected across several polls, meaning this is likely not an outlier. The tight margin indicates that North Carolina has become increasingly competitive over the past month, making it a critical state for both campaigns. If Harris manages to win this state, her odds of being elected increase dramatically. Heading up to New England, New Hampshire shows Harris with a 5-point lead, placing the state in the lean Democratic category. New Hampshire has voted Democratic in 7 of the last 8 presidential elections, making it a relatively reliable state for the Democrats. At this point, Trump just needs to win any one of these competitive states to secure victory, but whether he can do so remains to be seen, so make sure to keep watching. In Virginia, Harris holds a 3-point lead, indicating a lean toward the Democratic side. Virginia has voted blue in the last 4 presidential elections, after being reliably Republican for decades. The state's political landscape has shifted dramatically in recent years, driven by a growing population in the northern Virginia suburbs and an increasingly diverse electorate. Harris's lead lead in Virginia suggests that the state may be solidifying its status as a Democratic-leaning state, though the margin indicates it's not entirely out of reach for Trump. Virginia's 13 electoral votes are an important part of the Democratic coalition, and Harris's advantage here could help secure her path to victory. Pennsylvania, one of the most critical swing states in the country, shows Harris with a slim 1-point lead. This state has been at the center of the last several presidential elections, flipping between parties and often serving as a bellwether for the national outcome. Pennsylvania's 19 electoral votes are crucial for both candidates, and Harris's narrow advantage here could be a key factor in the overall race. The state's diverse electorate, with its mix of urban, suburban, and rural voters, makes it one of the most competitive battlegrounds. The slim margin indicates that Pennsylvania is likely to remain a nail-biter until the very end. In Michigan, Harris holds a 3-point lead, placing the state in the lean Democratic category. Michigan was part of the so-called blue wall that Trump breached in 2016, but it swung back to the Democrats in 2020. Harris's lead in Michigan suggests that she may be rebuilding Democratic strength in this crucial Midwestern battleground. Michigan's 15 electoral votes are a vital part of the Democratic path to 270, and Harris's advantage here indicates that she is in a strong position to carry the state. Wisconsin, another key state in the Midwest, shows Harris with a 4-point lead. Like Michigan, Wisconsin was part of the blue wall that Trump breached in 2016 before returning to the Democratic column in 2020. Harris's advantage in Wisconsin suggests that she may be consolidating support in the upper Midwest, a region critical to Democratic electoral college strategies. Wisconsin's 10 electoral votes are essential for both candidates, and Harris's lead here could be a deciding factor in the election. Finally, we come to Minnesota, where Harris holds a comfortable 9-point lead. Despite being considered a battleground in recent elections, Minnesota has consistently voted Democratic in presidential elections since 1976. Harris's strong performance in Minnesota suggests that the state is likely to remain in the Democratic column, adding 10 electoral votes to her tally. While Minnesota is not as competitive as some other states, its significance lies in its ability to shore up the Democratic base in the upper Midwest. Based on these latest polls, Harris appears to be on track to win the presidency with 273 electoral votes, narrowly defeating Trump, who would finish with 262. However, the margins in several key states, including Nevada, Arizona, Georgia, North Carolina, and Pennsylvania, are incredibly tight, meaning that the race is far from over. Make sure to subscribe so that you can stay up to date on everything happening. Also, I just launched a membership for the channel, which allows you to help support these videos. There is also some exclusive content as well, so make sure to check it out if you are interested. Thanks for watching.